All right. Hello, people. Coach Matt here. So today we're going to be doing something different. Typically, I'm a big drill guy, so I post drills and stuff on Instagram and whatnot. But today I kind of wanted to tackle like the mental side of gymnastics just because I think it's something that is criminally underlooked. And I'm developing more of a passion for understanding that type of stuff too. So today we're going to be talking about building a healthy response to fear. So in the past week, three of my former gymnasts have kind of reached out, kind of identifying that they are struggling with either moving up to another level or overcoming a fear that has kind of been chipping away at them for quite some time, whether that be letting go for a flyaway or doing, back walkovers on beam, going backwards, for example, right? So we're going to be talking about what to do when fear kind of comes, and hopefully by the end of this, we're going to try to use this activity that we'll do to build confidence that way going forward. Maybe the fear isn't as big, or we at least now have a technique or a strategy that we could use to overcome said fear. So again, building healthy response to fear. So fear is absolutely inevitable, right? People at the highest level of any sport deal with this type of fear or nervousness, right? So instead of telling yourself, don't be afraid, it's not very helpful. We have to try to reword that into, okay, fear showed up. What are we going to do next? So every gymnast experiences that, right? That's normal. Fear, it doesn't mean you're not ready. It doesn't mean you should quit. It doesn't mean you're not talented. It simply means it's time to respond, right? So today we're just going to go through a simple framework that athletes can use to help them respond to fear in a healthier way. So what I want you guys to do, if you're watching this and you want to work along with me, why don't we grab a piece of paper? So I have my notebook here, right? Grab a piece of paper, and we're going to have 3 columns on that, right? We're going to label them. So on the left-hand side of the page in front of you, I want you to label it evidence. I just want you to write evidence. Okay. In the middle column, you're going to write fear, just the word fear. And then on the last column on the right-hand side, you're going to write down the word action. So, I want you to do this with me. If you need to pause the video at any time, feel free to do that. On the evidence side, right, this kind of represents your past, what you've already done, right? You're going to write down 3 things that you've already accomplished that were difficult for you. Now, one of the big things when it comes to this is it has to pertain to you. Sometimes I see or hear gymnasts or athletes or even people, they're going to be like, okay, but it's not supposed to be hard. It wasn't hard for them. It doesn't matter, right? This is about you. So if maybe doing a back tuck on floor, standing back tuck was difficult for you because you had a fear of going backwards, or you just didn't think you could do it, or it took a lot of time for you to get it, but it maybe took someone else a day, it doesn't matter. If it was hard for you, write it down. This is about you. So you're going to write down 3 things you've already accomplished that were difficult for you. Maybe it was getting your cartwheel. Maybe it was learning the kip, the frustrations that came with that, competing at your first meet, coming back after a scary fall, or finishing a really hard conditioning workout. It can be anything, right? I want 3 of them. And you're going to write it underneath the evidence, right? And how I want you to look at it is the evidence is proof that you have already overcome hard things, right? So let's take time. Let's write down 3 things that you've overcome or dealt with or gotten. Okay, I have my 3 written. For example, I'll say it was on tumbling, my 1.5 back. That was terrible. A chechi on rings and a full dismount on rings as well, right? That's my evidence. Okay, we're going to move on to the middle fear, the column, or the middle column fear, the reason why you're here. This is your present, right? Evidence was past, Fear is present. It's happening right now. I want you to write down what's making you nervous, right? What's making you scared of a new skill, right? Maybe you're nervous about moving up a new level. Maybe you're scared about falling or competing. Whatever it is, write it down, because we cannot solve the problem if we don't know what the problem is, right? So your fear is what you're going through now. I think it doesn't have to be a fear either. It could be just a challenge, something you're going for. So maybe changing the name from fear to challenge might be fine. But okay, once you finished, so I have, for example, a full twisting dive roll. Again, it's like different for people, because I feel like a full twisting dive roll is something that should theoretically be easier than, a 1.5 back. I don't know. For me, it's not. I can't seem to understand it. So I think I'm going to change mine from fear to challenge, right? My challenge right now is learning a full twisting dive roll. It's not going well, right? So the last column is the action column, right? This, I want it to represent your future, okay? So next to each fear, whether you have 1, 2, 3 things written down for fear, I want you to write down one action that you could take next time you're at practice, right? Maybe it's asking a coach for a different drill. Maybe it's taking a deep breath before you go. Maybe it's breaking the skill into smaller pieces, or focusing on one correction instead of the whole skill. Remember, your action doesn't have to solve everything. It just has to give you that next step, right? Okay. So let's kind of take a step back, look big picture here. On the left-hand side, again, is your evidence. In the middle is your fear or challenge. Challenge. And then on the right-hand side is your action. So everything you wrote down in your evidence column at one point was in the challenge or fear column, right? You didn't know if you could do it. You were scared to do it, but you kept trying. And now it's part of your evidence. You moved it over, right? So one day, the fears that you're facing right now, or the challenges that you're facing, will become new evidence on your list. Your action column, one thing I want you to know about this is absolutely allowed to change, right? Maybe tomorrow at practice, you try one of your ideas. Oh man, I found this drill online. I kind of want to try. I'm going to tell my coach about it, show her the video, and I want to see if maybe they could work it into practice. You go in, you show them, they try it, and it doesn't really work for you, right? Good. That is okay. Try something else. Erase it. Try something else. This action column is meant to change, because plans change, right? It's not about finding the right answer the first time. It's about continuing to search for the one that works. Not every drill works for every gymnast. Not every teaching method works for every athlete, right? Your goal doesn't change, but your approach does, right? Fear is a part of gymnastics. Challenges is absolutely a part of gymnastics. It's part of learning, and it's a part of growing. You don't have to be fearless to be a gymnast, right? You just have to learn how to respond in a healthy way. So next time fear shows up, don't run from it. Respond to it. You need to go create your next piece of evidence here, right? Fear isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your response. Try this activity out. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try to be posting a little bit more of just the psych side of things. I think it's pretty useful and can be done to help overcome any challenges or fears that you may be doing. Appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks.